Hi there yogis, and welcome to day 11 of our advent calendar of yoga. So we're going to get moving today, do a little bit of a flow to get us a little bit looser through the body, a little bit stretched out, and also just to get the energy levels raised a little bit. So we're going to start in Balasana, child's pose. So you want to come to the back of your mat, coming into a kneeling position, and then taking the knees about the width of the mat if it feels comfortable to do so. You can always draw them in if that feels best for your body. So just sit up nice and tall through the spine, drawing chin down towards chest. We take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, begin to lengthen your torso forward, placing the hands and arms out in front and drawing your forehead down towards the mat. If the floor feels too far away, grabbing your block or your book or a blanket or a cushion underneath the forehead. So we're going to stay in child's pose for a few breaths to just get our breathing practice going. So take some nice deep breaths in through the nose, but starting to constrict the back of the throat, creating that ujjayi breath. So just taking really conscious, deep and slow breaths in. And then just as conscious as you breathe out. I'm going to come up onto the fingertips, taking that kind of tree frog position with the fingers. Take a big breath in, lengthen your spine a little bit more. And then as you exhale, bring yourself back down. So we'll take a few flows like that. So inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, wave it down. Last one. And exhale, coming back to Balasana for a couple more breaths. Just taking a moment here to set your sankalpa, your positive intention for your practice today. And then from here, walking the hands, lifting the head. Coming into tabletop position, so making sure you've got your knees tracking underneath the hips. You want your wrists underneath your shoulders, and a little look back, heels in line with knees. So we're going to take some cat-cow. So on the inhale, begin to lift the tailbone, arch the back and look forward. As you exhale, squeeze belly, squeeze pelvic floor, lifting your spine up towards the ceiling and tucking chin to chest. And then inhaling, arching, looking forward, try not to throw the head back. And then exhale, squeeze everything back to the spine, curling chin to chest. So keeping that depth of breath. Try and soften through your elbows, particularly if you have a habit of hyperextending. And then last exhalation. Draws you back into neutral spine. Okay, so from here we're going to tuck toes if you haven't already. We're going to come up to downward facing dog. So begin to lift the knees, lift the hips, and then draw the heels down towards the floor. Try and stay really connected through your hands, so pressing down through the fingertips and the knuckles of your hands, softening the elbows. Let's bend the knees a few times, come close to the floor, and then draw your hips up nice and high. And then maybe take some pedaling out of the legs, bending one knee, bending the other. I'm going to take a flow here between downward dog and cat-cow. So take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, release your knees to the floor. As you inhale, arch and look forward. And as you exhale, come back through cat. And then keep going all the way to downward dog. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, lower the knees. Inhale, arch, look forward. Exhale into cat. Keep going all the way up into downward dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower the knees. Inhale, arch, look forward. And last time, exhale, cat. Keep going back into downward facing dog. Okay, give the head a little bit of a gentle shake here. Give the legs a bit of a pedal out. And then begin to look towards your hands and very slowly and mindfully walk your feet towards your hands. And then holding there in ragdoll pose, so take a generous bend in the knees, grab either elbow and sway nice and gently from side to side. So just beginning to release through your lower back, through the back of the legs. Give the head a little bit of a shake here as well, so nothing, not in a mosh pit, just nice and gentle. And then let your hands and arms fall towards the floor. Press down through your feet, squeeze belly, and then roll yourself up really, really mindfully, all the way up to standing, and your head is going to come up last. Okay, once you're there, we're going to roll the shoulders. Give the hands a little bit of a shake out. And then come towards the top of your mat. There's always a little bit of outfit adjustment, usually. So coming into Tadasana, big toes together, heels slightly apart. If that doesn't feel comfortable for your body, feet move to hip width apart. So from here, you're going to bring hands in front of the heart, slide the shoulders down the back. And as you breathe in, let's reach those arms all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, let's bend the knees a lot and bow over the legs into Uttanasana, forward fold. So your fingertips can reach to the floor. If you've got blocks, you're welcome to use your 2 blocks to draw yourself into your forward fold. And if your hamstrings are really tight, bend your knees a lot. Okay, nice deep breaths here. Maybe even giving yourself a little bit of a sway from side to side. And then coming into your halfway lift, so start to draw your hands up the front of the shins and extend your spine long. Try not to press the back of your knees out. Soft knees, squeeze belly, lengthen through the spine, shoulders away from the ears, and take a couple of deep breaths here. Take one more breath in, and as you exhale, return back to the mat, and we're going to step back on the left leg, so coming into a lunge position. So if you have any problems with your knees, you can grab a pillow, a blanket, anything to make that more comfortable to draw the knee down. Okay, you want to make sure your right knee is stacked above your right ankle, and then try and use a bit of core strength to squeeze belly in to draw yourself up into your lunge position. And we're just going to hold there, hands to the right thigh, as you release into that left hip flexor. And then if you feel ready to, you can either bring hands to prayer if that feels a bit easier, or if you've got your balance and it feels okay to do so, reaching the arms up into crescent lunge. Try and open up through your chest, looking up to the ceiling. Again, try not to throw your head back. And find that connection to your breath. So maybe on the inhale, you can take the pressure off that front leg, and as you exhale, you can sink down. And then hold there for a couple of deep breaths, pressing into the right big toe. Keep squeezing the belly in on the exhales. Take one more big breath in. And as you exhale, let's bring the hands down. They're going to frame the front foot. Tuck back toe, lift the back knee. Just maneuver your whatever you use under that knee if you had something out of the way. And then you're going to look to the top of the mat and see how you go. You might need to shuffle it up there a little bit. See if you can, one big step back to the front of the mat. And then inhale to your halfway lift, stretch the spine. And then exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees deeply, sink the tailbone. Begin to look forward and up. Allow your blood pressure to stabilise for a moment or two. And then hands come together in prayer. Inhale, lengthen all the way back up. Exhaling, hands to Namaste. Take a couple of breaths here. Get those shoulders down the back. outfit or hair adjustment if needed. And then inhale, let's reach up. Exhale as you bow to the earth. Fingertips come down, or you use your blocks. Forward fold. Inhaling to your halfway lift. You can use your blocks for your step back as well. So you're going to step back on the right leg this time, using anything underneath the right knee if you need to. Blocks can help you lower down. Checking the alignment, left knee above left ankle, and we hold there, dropping into the right hip flexor, releasing the back foot if it feels okay to do so. And if you've got your balance, hands to the thigh, scooping belly in for a bit of core control. And then if you feel okay to do so, hands either come to prayer, or you can reach them all the way up into your crescent lunge. Try and drop the tops of the shoulders down, lifting the chest, lifting the gaze if it feels okay to do so. And we're going to inhale, take the pressure off that front leg, and exhale, lower back down. Inhale, exhale. Take 1 or 2 more breaths, just holding here, breathing to that hip. Inhale, exhale, hands frame the front foot, or you use your blocks. Take the back toe, lift the back knee, manoeuvring it out, anything you've used under that knee. And then see how you go, stepping the feet together at the top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Bending knee, sinking tailbone, looking forward and up, allow your blood pressure to stabilise. Hands to prayer. Inhale, lengthen all the way back up. And exhale, hands to namaste. Again, a couple of breaths here, roll those shoulders. And next breath in, reach it up, lengthen. Exhale to your forward fold. Bend the knees if you still need to. Fingertips land to the mat, or you use your blocks. Inhaling to your halfway lift. Stretch the spine. Good. Exhale, we're going to place the hands down. We're going to step the left leg back, and this time we're going to plant the foot at an angle. So we're setting up for our warrior one. So strong through this front, bent right leg. Strongly pressing into outside edge of back left foot. Squeeze belly. Use your blocks if you need to, and then see how you go, either using that thigh, or you can come all the way up into warrior one. So try and keep your hips facing out. I know there's often an instruction to pull your left hip forward, but it can compromise your left knee. So if you keep your hips open, it'll protect your knees. Grab your hands to the rib cage and just turn your chest forward. It'll make it so much more comfortable on your back knee. And if you want, you can bring that left heel back slightly, or if it still feels twingy, come off that back heel completely. Okay, so make it work for your body. Reach the arms up when you feel ready to, and we're going to hold and breathe. One more breath. Good. As you exhale, start to slide that foot to face the front if it hasn't already. You're going to frame the front foot with your hands, bend the back knee, step the feet together at the top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Bend knee, sink tailbone. Inhale, lengthen all the way up. Exhaling, hands to namaste. Breathing in. Exhale, slide those shoulders. Good, let's inhale, reach it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the fingertips, stepping back on your right leg this time. Planting the foot to an angle, making sure you've got left knee above left ankle. And see how you go, powering through the feet, squeezing belly, and drawing yourself up into warrior one on the second side. So again, keep your hips facing the same way outwards, and just turn your rib cage forwards, and then making any adjustments to that back foot that you might need. Squeezing belly to spine, get some core strength going. Drop the tops of the shoulders and find your Ujjayi breath. One more breath. As you exhale, pivot on the back foot, hands frame the front foot. See if you can step the feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Bend knees, sink tailbone. Inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale, hands to namaste. Close your eyes and just connect back with your breathing. Maybe even anchoring back into that intention that you made at the start. And just trying to slow the breath down. One more breath. Take a big sigh out the mouth. And let your hands fall to your sides. Good job. Okay, so we're going to come into a longer held forward fold now to stretch the lower back and stretch the hamstrings. So again, if you want your blocks, stack them up, have them ready for you. If not, hands coming to the hips, soften those knees. Take an inhale as you lift the chest without throwing out the lower back. So keep all of this in if you can. Just offer the chest up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, squeezing belly, folding over the legs. Try and keep your sit bones kind of back and wide. Try and keep a little bend in the knees, even if you're very flexible. And then slowly walking fingertips down to the mat. We'll take a little halfway lift, stretch the spine, give the head a little shake, and then come back down. Okay, try and bring the weight into the center of the feet. So you don't want to be tipping back into your heels, and you also don't want to be clawing your toes. So somewhere in the middle. And then see if you can roll your shoulders up and back. Find some space for the neck. And then you make this your own. So it might be you're working with blocks and you're just really focusing on breathing into your hamstrings. You might be comfortably reaching the floor, and then you might want to take your peace fingers, index finger and middle finger, and wrap them around the big toes. And then elbows come out wide, and you can draw yourself in a little bit deeper that way. Try not to hunch your shoulders though, and again keep the weight into the middle of the foot. Try and lift your tailbone like we do in downward dog, and breathe. Two more breaths. Releasing the hands from underneath the feet. Bring the fingertips out in front. Let's take a halfway lift. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend these plant palms, and we're going to step back to downward dog. And then it's your choice. You can either just hold there in downward dog, or you can pedal out the legs to see what works best for you. Drawing armpits in towards each other, create some space for the shoulder blades. Either looking back between the feet, which are hip width apart, or you can look all the way up to your belly if it feels okay in your neck. Pressing strongly into the fingertips, the knuckles of the fingers, and the knuckles of the hands. Softening through the elbows, softening through the knees. 2 more breaths. Take a big breath in. Exhale, let's bring the knees down and take a very well-deserved child's pose. Sinking tailbone back towards the heels, lengthening the arms forward, forehead to the mat. 2 more breaths. Slowly start to walk your hands back in towards you. So you come back into that kneeling position. And then you're just going to slide your legs out from underneath you. Take the legs forward. And take the legs out in front and give them a little bit of a shake. You're going to flex the toes back towards us. Have a little wriggle, find your sit bones. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, forward fold. Okay, so taking hold of wherever feels comfortable for you, what I want you to do is keep your spine long and your shoulders back. So a lot of people, and I see this a lot in class, they try so hard to reach their feet that they end up crunching into their neck and getting that rounding of the upper back. Okay, so try and keep your spine long and then slowly lower yourself down. It doesn't matter if you can reach your feet or not. There's no gold stars for being able to do that. Okay, but your spine will not thank you for continuously putting it into that shape. If you have a desk job, we spend all day like that. Okay, so yoga is designed to help us undo those habits. Soft shoulders, long spine, open heart. Deep breaths. I'll take 2 more breaths. And then slowly start to walk your hands back in. You're going to point your toes, take your arms up the back a little bit of the way. Inhale, lift the chest, look to the ceiling. Draw your head back to centre, scoot yourself into the middle of the mat. And we're going to roll ourselves nice and carefully down onto our backs and hug knees into chest. And just give yourself a little bit of a rock here from side to side. And we're going to lengthen ourselves out long to the mat for a few moments in Shavasana. So palms facing up, shifting shoulders out from underneath themselves, making any adjustments to the hips. And if you want to, grabbing something to place underneath the back of the knees can make this feel a little bit more kinder to the spine. Just closing the eyes. And just allowing your body to become really heavy on your mat. Just feeling the earth coming up to support you as your body just melts into the floor. Softening through the muscles of the face, relaxing the jaw, the shoulders, relaxing through your hips, your knees, all the way down to your feet. And just allowing all of the goodness of your practice, the benefits of each asana to just sink in and settle into your body. So as usual in these videos, if you've got longer and you want to stay longer in Shavasana, please do. If not, beginning to deepen your breath, wriggle fingers, wriggle toes. Slowly drawing knees in towards the chest. Giving yourself another little rock from side to side. And then yogi's choice, you can either roll to the side or you can rock and roll yourself up into a seated position. grabbing anything to make that easier. I'm going to sit up on my pillow. And taking index finger and thumb together in Chin Mudra, letting the other 3 fingers just fall down towards the floor, opening up through the chest, chin down, closing the eyes and just breathing. Coming back to that intention that you made at the start. And just honouring your practice by dedicating all of the good energy that you've created through your practice to whatever that intention was. And drawing the hands to the Anjali Mudra, so pressing the back of the thumbs into the sternum. Now let's bring fingertips to forehead and ask for that clarity in our thoughts. Let's draw the fingertips to the mouth. We ask for that truth in our speech. Back down to the heart center, and we ask for that open and loving heart. And just bowing forward, sealing your practice for today. And coming back up when you're ready. And we are there. Thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.